Let's now discuss liver qi stagnation as we continue with diagnosis according to zhang organ patterns. Liver qi stagnation is rarely seen as a distinct pattern but usually occurs in conjunction with other patterns where it is either the precipitating pattern or the consequence of another pattern of imbalance. Often the two patterns become mutually generating. Liver qi stagnation is usually a consequence of the way we live. It is almost endemic in society. Everybody has some degree of liver qi stagnation, but the important issue is how great a degree of stagnation there is and how it manifests. Modern society, with all the demands, stress factors, and expectation that it presents with us, or perhaps correctly, that we place on ourselves, together with all the compromises and conformance that are necessary when coexisting with other people, will inevitably create varying degrees of liver qi stagnation. Every time we are prevented from doing or being exactly what we want, our liver qi will stagnate. Not being able to be or do exactly what you want is a consequence of social interaction. There is, though, a difference in how much a person accepts this limitation and how much they are frustrated by them. Unfortunately, the more liver stagnation that there is, the more easily a person is frustrated and thereby have more difficulty accepting limitations. This creates a vicious cycle. The stagnation will be greatest in a person who is excess and yang in their energy. This means that liver qi stagnation is more explicit in men. In men, liver qi stagnation manifests as aggressiveness and irascibility. If the person is more deficient, the liver qi stagnation will not be expressed as much, but this can be more destructive and disruptive because it is not released as outburst of anger but is internalized, thereby disrupting the functions of other organs. Now let's go to its etiology. The main cause of liver qi stagnation is frustration, irritation, accumulated anger, pent-up emotions, stress, and a person's boundaries not being respected. There can often be an underlying liver blood deficiency in women when there is liver qi stagnation because the liver is not lubricated and moistened by blood and therefore becomes stiff and inflexible. Stagnation of qi, blood, phlegm, or food can impede the free movement of qi in the body and thereby block the spreading function that liver qi has. Now let's go to the signs and symptoms. There will be cold hands and feet. The buttocks and tip of the nose can also be cold. There will be abdominal distension or tightness, chest oppression or difficulty breathing deeply, hypochondriac tension or tension in the solar plexus area, mood swings, depression, irritability, irregular menstrual cycle, menstrual pain, premenstrual syndrome, breast tenderness in the premenstrual period, frequent yawning or sighing, sensation of having a lump in the throat, alternating constipation and loose stools, incomplete defecation, pebble-like stools that look like goat droppings, lack of movement in the facial muscles, stiffness and lack of movement in the body when the person is talking, and hard staccato voice. The person may seem inflexible or rigid in their attitude. The person can be difficult to engage when being interviewed, and there is lack of energy or tiredness, especially in the morning and if they have been inactive. There's grumpiness in the mornings. There are often no changes in the tongue when the liver qi is there is liver qi stagnation, but there may be slightly swollen edges on the sides of the tongue. If the stagnation of liver qi has generated heat, the sides of the tongue could be red or red speckled, and the tongue can sometimes have a slightly mauve tinge. The pulse is wiry, especially on the left one position. The key symptoms here are wiry pulse, mood swings, bloating, irritability, premenstrual syndrome, irregular or painful periods. For the treatment principle, we spread liver qi. The acupuncture points to choose from are liver 3, liver 13, liver 14, bladder 18, gallbladder 34, LI4, and pericardium 6. And we use the draining needle technique. And further explanation on the choice of points, liver 3, particularly in combination with Li4, spreads liver Qi. Liver 13 spreads liver Qi in the middle jaw, especially when it invades the spleen. Liver 14 spreads liver Qi in the middle and upper jaw, especially when it invades the stomach or when Qi stagnates in the upper jaw. Gallbladder 34 spreads liver Qi, especially when it affects the muscles and tendons. Bladder 18 spreads liver Qi, and pericardium 6 calms the Shen and spreads liver Qi, especially in the middle and upper jaw. Thank you for your attention.